Every morning holds within it a quiet power, a window of opportunity that most people overlook. In those first few moments after waking, your mind is most receptive, most malleable. It's not yet hijacked by the distractions of the day, the noise of the world, or the weight of yesterday's worries. That is your moment. That is when the canvas of your mind is blank, waiting to be written on. And what you choose to say in that sacred time sets the tone, not just for the day ahead, but for the trajectory of your life. Repetition is the tool by which we shape belief. What you say to yourself daily is not just idle chatter. It becomes internal law. Your subconscious mind does not argue with you. It accepts what you consistently feed it. If you say you are tired, your body follows. If you say you are not enough, your confidence shrinks. But if you declare that you are capable, resilient, focused, and ready, your entire being begins to respond in kind. Morning affirmations, when spoken with emotion and consistency, become more than just positive thinking. They become the foundation of personal transformation. This is not a practice reserved for the weak who need a motivational boost. This is a discipline for the strong who are committed to shaping their own reality. It is for those who understand that greatness doesn't begin on the battlefield or the boardroom. It begins in the mind. And the mind is trained by repetition. You must program it with precision. Just as a seed, when planted and nurtured, grows into a towering tree, your words, spoken daily, grow into beliefs, decisions, habits, and results. So say it before the world says anything to you. Speak before the noise speaks to you. Command your day before it commands you. Say, I am powerful. I am focused. I am built for success. I rise today with courage and clarity. I am attracting the people, opportunities, and energy that align with my vision. And don't mumble these words. Say them like your life depends on it, because in truth, it does. Your future self is listening. Your dreams are listening. The world is listening. And when you start speaking like someone who expects to win, who knows they were born to rise, then slowly, silently, your world starts to obey. Start each day with the discipline of declaration. In time, it will become a habit, and that habit will become identity, and that identity will begin to create a life you once only imagined. Say it every morning, and don't stop. You're not just speaking, you're sculpting your destiny. Affirmations are not mere words. They are instructions to the subconscious mind. When you speak with intention every morning, you are laying down neural pathways that guide your behavior, decisions, and emotional responses throughout the day. Think of it as a mental blueprint. Just as an architect would never build a skyscraper without first designing it on paper, you should never approach your day without first designing your mindset. And the most powerful way to design it is by affirming what you want to be true, consistently and with emotion. What you say to yourself matters more than what anyone else says to you. Your self-talk either empowers or disables you. The tragedy is that most people have allowed their self-talk to be shaped by failure, fear, and the opinions of others. Without realizing it, they wake up each day repeating the same negative stories. I'm not good enough. Things never work out for me. I'm too late. I'll never change. These thoughts are not facts. They are repeated lies disguised as truth. And the antidote is to deliberately replace them with empowering truths. But the key lies not just in saying positive things. It lies in believing them. Belief is built through repetition. Just like learning a new language or mastering a skill, your subconscious accepts what is repeated consistently with emotional intensity. If you say, I am successful, once a week without conviction, it won't stick. But if you say it every morning, with energy, looking in the mirror, standing tall, and visualizing what that success looks like, your brain begins to rewire. You begin to act, think, and move differently, not because magic happened, but because you installed a new belief. This is why you must not skip your morning declaration. Your mind is like soil. It will grow whatever seed you plant. Plant nothing, and weeds will grow by default. plant negative thoughts, and you'll harvest anxiety, doubt, and self-sabotage. But if you plant purpose, power, gratitude, and confidence every morning, you'll start seeing those same qualities reflected in your actions, your results, and your life. When you say, "Well, I am focused," you'll begin to ignore distractions. When you say, "I attract success," your eyes open to new opportunities. When you say, "I am disciplined," your actions begin to align with your goals. You are not lying to yourself. You are telling the truth in advance. You are becoming before the world sees it. This is how change happens. Not overnight, but over time, through intentional words spoken in a disciplined, daily ritual. Speak as if you already are the person you're becoming. Speak it until your mind believes it. Speak it until your life reflects it. That is how you create transformation, by using your voice to build your future from the inside out. Emotion is the secret ingredient that activates the power of words. You could repeat an affirmation 100 times a day, but if it lacks feeling, it will echo hollow in your subconscious. The mind responds to emotionalized thought. When you speak your affirmations with passion, with conviction, with energy, you are not just saying words. You are igniting belief. And belief is the foundation upon which every transformation is built. Emotion gives power to the spoken word, and power gives momentum to change. When you declare something with certainty, your body feels it. Your posture shifts. Your breathing deepens. Your energy rises. The chemistry in your brain starts to change. These physical shifts are not imagined. They are real. Physiological responses to emotional expression. This is why you must not whisper your affirmations with doubt or mumble them like a task to check off. You must feel them. Speak them from your core. Speak them like you're telling the truth, because when spoken with enough certainty, that truth begins to manifest. Imagine two people saying the same phrase, "I will succeed." One says it with hesitation, the other with fire in their voice and vision in their eyes. Which one do you think will command their environment? Which one will take different actions, make bolder choices, attract better outcomes? Emotion separates the two. Emotion is the catalyst that turns routine into power. This is especially important in the morning. That moment when you wake up sets the entire emotional rhythm of your day. If you start sluggishly, disconnected, or reactive, that tone lingers. But if you start with emotion, purposeful, positive emotion, you rise into your day with power. That's why it's crucial to energize your affirmations. They are not a passive ritual. They are an emotional reset, a mental ignition. It's not about just speaking. It's about stirring your spirit. Now understand this, the more you repeat emotional affirmations, the more natural they feel. At first, they may feel awkward or forced. That's normal. You're installing a new program. You are replacing years of doubt, fear, and negativity with strength, belief, and clarity. That process doesn't feel smooth at the start. But as you bring emotional energy into your practice, you accelerate the shift. Your subconscious does not resist emotion. It listens to it. It remembers it. It responds to it. So when you stand in front of that mirror or sit quietly in your room and you speak your affirmations, do it with presence. Do it like your life depends on it, because it truly does. Say it with heart. Say it with belief, even if it's shaky at first. Say it until your voice matches the identity you are stepping into. That emotional force will begin to carve new patterns in your mind, new behaviors in your life, and ultimately, a new reality that reflects the greatness you were born to claim. While they work, the way you begin your day is one of the most powerful indicators of how you will live your life. Your morning is not just the start of a new day. It is the doorway to opportunity, a sacred window of time where your thoughts are fresh and your mind is most impressionable. During those first waking moments, your mental state is like fertile soil, open to suggestion, and whatever you plant will take root and grow throughout the hours ahead. That's why morning affirmations are not just helpful, they are essential. What you do in the first 10 to 15 minutes after waking has a ripple effect. Most people begin their day by checking their phones. diving into notifications, emails, or bad news. Instantly, they're pulled into a reactive state. While they work from their stress builds, focus diminishes, and clarity is lost. But those who understand the power of intention do something different. They create the day before the day creates them. They speak life, direction, you work, and strength into their consciousness before the world has a chance to plant fear and confusion. Morning rituals centered around affirmation give you control. They ground you in identity and purpose. Instead of drifting into your day, you move with deliberate intention, saying something like, "Today, I show up as my highest self. I make clear decisions. I stay calm, focused, and powerful," establishes a standard. They work. It becomes a compass you return to when distractions arise or challenges appear. You work. It reminds you that you are not subject to the chaos. You are the one who sets the tone. This isn't just about motivation. It's about mental conditioning. Your mind, like any muscle, needs training, and training requires repetition. The more often you speak powerful affirmations first thing in the morning, the stronger and more resilient your mindset becomes. Over time, this morning habit rewires your brain for confidence, discipline, and purpose. While they watch, it helps you develop a filter, one that keeps out negativity and locks in alignment with your goals. You work. Another important aspect is that morning affirmations prepare you to lead your emotions rather than follow them, instead of waking up and waiting to. Feel good. Before you take action, you decide who you will be regardless of how you feel. That choice gives you power. While they watch, you speak into your emotions rather than letting them speak into you. This is how self-mastery is built, not by reacting to the day, but by declaring how the day will serve your vision. So every morning, take a moment of silence. Breathe deeply. Speak your truth. Say who you are. Declare what you expect. Affirm the values and outcomes you are committed to. Do this before anyone else has a chance to shape your thoughts. Let your words be the first sound your soul hears each day. That simple act of intention can turn ordinary mornings into the birthplace of extraordinary days. The words you speak shape the identity you live by. You work. Every time you affirm something about yourself, you are either reinforcing an old version of you or building a new one. Identity isn't fixed. It's a story you've been telling yourself repeatedly. And that story can be rewritten, refined, and redefined every single morning. You work. The mistake most people make is letting yesterday's version of themselves walk into today without challenge. But those who take command of their identity use daily affirmations to become the author of their future, not the prisoner of their past. When you wake up and say, "I am confident," you are not pretending. You are practicing. You are stepping into a version of yourself that already exists within you, even if it hasn't fully emerged yet. Each time you repeat that affirmation, you're building a bridge between who are and who you are becoming. That bridge is made of belief, and belief is built with repetition and reinforcement. You work. The more you affirm your new identity, the faster you begin to live in alignment with it. This process isn't magic. It's mental reprogramming. Think of your current identity like software. It's a combination of old code, some of it useful, some outdated and harmful. Morning affirmations are like daily updates to that software. You replace the bugs of doubt, fear, and insecurity with lines of code written in confidence, clarity, and courage. Over time, this new operating system runs automatically. You think differently, act differently, and make choices that reflect your highest potential. But to build a new identity, you must be specific. Don't just say, "I am successful." Say, "I am a disciplined, focused leader. I follow through on my commitments. I create value wherever I go." Be clear. Be intentional. Your subconscious responds better to vivid, emotionally charged language. It doesn't want vague dreams. It wants direction. It wants identity statements that anchor you to a higher standard. Another important aspect is this identity drives behavior. You work. When you start affirming a new identity, your habits begin to shift to match it. If you say every morning, "I am someone who respects my time," you'll find yourself making different decisions about how you spend your day. If you affirm, I am a healthy, while energetic person, your body will start aligning with that message. Your choices begin to match your words, because your mind seeks alignment between what it believes and what it does. This is why you must be careful with the words you choose. They are not harmless. They are programming instructions. If you speak weakness, you'll walk in weakness. If you speak power, you'll rise in power. So speak life. Speak strength. Speak the identity of the person you were born to be. Not just once, but every morning. Over time, those spoken truths become your lived reality. You work, and the old version of you, the one who doubted, delayed, and feared, fades into memory, replaced by someone unstoppable. While they watch you work, you must learn to speak in the future you desire, not the present you want to escape. You work. One of the most powerful shifts in personal growth is when you stop reacting to your current circumstances and begin speaking from the reality you are building. This isn't delusion. It's design. It's the conscious creation of your future through the language you choose to use today. When you say, I am successful, even if your bank account is low, you're not lying. You are speaking from the level of vision, not limitation. You work. You are declaring where you're going, not where you've been. Too many people anchor their language to their current struggles. They say things like, I'm broke. I'm tired. Nothing ever works for me. Each time they say those words, they reinforce the walls of their own prison. You work, they give their subconscious mind orders to keep repeating the same patterns. But the individuals who rise above circumstance understand a higher law. You work, the law of assumption. Assume the identity of the person who already has what you're working toward and speak accordingly. If you want confidence, speak like someone who believes in themselves. If you want success, speak like someone who expects to win. If you want discipline, you work. Speak like someone who follows through no matter how they feel. Your language must match your vision, not your obstacles. You work. The more you align your words with your desired future, the faster your behavior and mindset will begin to reflect it. This is not about ignoring reality. It's about taking authority over it. You are not a victim of your current conditions. You are the author of what comes next. Your words are tools. Use them to construct the life you want to live. Say, I am growing every day. I attract opportunity. I make powerful decisions. I am in control of my time, my energy, and my destiny. Even if the outside world hasn't caught up yet, your inner world is already shifting. The future responds to faith. You work, and faith is expressed through language. Every time you speak with certainty about your goals, your values, and your identity, you're signaling to your mind and the universe that you're ready. That readiness shows up in your attitude, in your work ethic, in your resilience. You work, you begin to think differently, because you're no longer waiting. You're already becoming. This is why your morning words matter so much. You work. When you wake up and declare your future, you are not just setting the tone for the day. You are setting the direction for your life. You are choosing to operate from your vision, not your limitations. That shift changes everything. So speak as if it's already yours. Walk in the energy of what's coming. Let your words lead the way, and your life will follow. Speak into your future every morning, and watch how quickly it starts to meet you. Consistency is the secret behind every great transformation. One powerful moment of motivation can inspire you, but only daily discipline will shape you. This is why saying the right words every morning is not just a motivational practice. It's a long-term strategy for personal mastery. Work, the transformation you seek, does not come from what you do occasionally, but from what you commit to daily. Your life is a reflection of your rituals, and your rituals begin with your words. Speaking empowering affirmations every morning may seem simple, even too simple to create real change. While they watch you work, but that's the beauty of it. Change doesn't require complexity. It requires consistency. The compound effect of positive words spoken daily can rewire beliefs, shift emotional patterns, and build a mindset that is unshakable. It's like drops of water on stone. One drop does nothing, but over time, those drops carve through rock. Your consistent affirmations, you work, no matter how small they seem at first, are carving a new identity deep into your subconscious. This is where many people fall short. They expect instant results. They speak powerfully one morning, feel good for an hour, and then slip back into old habits. You work, but the mind doesn't change that quickly, just as your current identity was built through years of repeated thoughts. You work, your new identity must be built the same way. Through repetition, that becomes routine. You must commit to this process without needing to see immediate proof. Trust the process. Trust the principle. If you show up with your words every day, the results will follow. Every time you affirm your greatness, you work. Even when you don't feel it, you are training your mind to believe in that version of you. You are teaching yourself to show up even when emotions fluctuate. You work. This is the discipline that separates winners from wishers. Winners keep showing up. They speak the words that align with their vision. While at your work, no matter how their environment looks or how they feel in the moment, it's also important to understand that consistency builds inner strength. It gives you something stable to return to when life becomes unstable. When problems arise, you watch your mind doesn't spiral into chaos because it has been trained to respond with power. Why? Because you've rehearsed strength every morning. You work. You've built mental armor, not through luck, but through your commitment to speak life into yourself when no one else is around. While they watch, you work, so don't underestimate this habit. Keep saying your affirmations when it's easy and especially when it's hard. You work. Say them when you're winning and when you're failing. Say them when you believe and when you doubt. Because every time you do, you are reinforcing your decision to grow. And eventually, those words won't just be something you say. They will be who you are. You work. That's when you'll realize the life you wanted didn't happen by chance. It happened because you chose to speak it into existence, one morning at a time, without quitting.